So I just want to record this quickly because it's more important to get the idea down than to turn it into a big thing, because ultimately that's just the principles. There's some principles underlying why I would rather make the video now than wait till I get home. Mostly that I'm tired and that it's more imperative that I get the idea articulated sooner rather than later, because I simply have far too many things that need to be said and put together to waste an opportunity to say and articulate another key piece of the puzzle, which can later be elaborated on and will always be elaborated on. Quite simply, I have noticed that Europe's literature, Europe, Greece, Rome, has a tradition of producing the most prophetic and articulate literature on the most relevant problems of the day. And so we unconsciously assume that the literature of Europe will tell us, just let it go. It doesn't matter if it goes, because the host call again, it's going to disrupt at some point, so just don't touch it. Okay. So like 1984, for instance, Fahrenheit 451, these sorts of things. I think Fahrenheit 451 is honestly more prophetic for being American, or for being more American. And the reason is, I think that Don Quixote is not a condemnation of the knightly ideal, but more an indication that the knightly ideal had left Europe. I think that is what that was talking about. And I think that there's been an interim, and I think we're going to see this knightly ideal come back. I think we're seeing it being articulated in the Odyssey, because that's, again, what civilization returns to, so long as it remains civilization and not the Dark Ages. I believe the Odyssey became very popular again during the Renaissance, because civilized people read civilized people, and the Mycenaeans were very, very civilized. It's quite remarkable how civilized they were. I wonder what that says quite a lot about history. How civilized the Mycenaeans are, and what an amazing work of clarity the Odyssey is. The Iliad, not as much, but the Odyssey is... I have never read its equal in terms of what it is, like in terms of anything other than like the Gospel of John. And I believe Grimm's fairy tales hints at the culture to come. It's sort of this interesting sort of synthesis of, isn't that the Hegelian dialectic? Thesis, antithesis, synthesis. Isn't that what we get on a cultural scale with ancient Greece, Rome and innovation, Christianity, the Americas, the Odyssey, the Bible as emerging as this one tradition, and then Grimm's fairy tales, ultimately. I mean, it's this... I could get into exactly what I'm getting at there, but I think it suffices to say that Carl Jung felt these things of adequate depth to innovate the field of psychology, which Isaac Asimov believed was profound enough to merge with mathematics and become psychohistory. So I believe that the great thinkers of all eras and the future will vindicate my statements. So I feel quite confident in saying that George Orwell, while brilliant and prophetic, I very much believe him to be wrong. I think he's seeing something accurate. I think he's seeing something that could probably come to pass. But I don't think that the pessimistic musings and prophecies of Europe will come to be. I'm going to end this soon because I try to ask my children what they can give and a little bit more, but not too much more. Girls, be quiet. I'm almost done. But why Napoleon? Again, I think Napoleon would have remained emperor had the vital element of Europe not left for the Americas. I think that for the last 400 years can be well understood as
April, stop touching her.
the brilliance of Europe failing in its prophecies.
April, keep your hands
Not
to yourself.
due to a failure of its brilliance or heredity or reasoning,
April.
but I guess reasoning, 'cause they didn't reason this, but due to a lack of understanding that the transformative element of Europe now had a new option, which was to leave for the Americas, and that one change alone makes things unpredictable. It makes Napoleon's empire fall prematurely, makes neither World War I nor World War II go the way it will go. It makes the bankers unable to predict what will happen in the future. I think everyone's going to be very, very surprised by what the future holds, except for those who believe in American exceptionalism. And I'll talk much more on this later. Tune in.